In the previous video, we wrote this play method, which is going to take our board and an integer as its input, and then is going to change the selected slot based on whose turn is it. So we wrote the first case and the second case together, and then off camera I actually completed all of the method by just copy pasting and changing whatever slot needs to be selected. Now I included one thing at the end, which is a default case that says basically if we choose any number not from 1 to 9, I will just print please select a valid number, and this is going to act as my cushion whenever I get something that's not in my board. So let's go back and try to make this in a way that I can allow my user to play. So I need this for the time being to cycle through the whole board until I fill the whole board. Once I fill the whole board, the game is over. And then we will see how we can check if we have a winner or not. So since I want this to run at least once, I will have it in a do while loop. So I'll say do something while something else. Now my while loop is going to check whether I filled the board or not. And how do I know if I filled the board or not? Based on my count. So if my count is less than 9, I still have some available slots. If my count is equal to 9, or even greater than 9, which is not going to happen because I'm going to stop my loop, then I know that my board is already filled. Okay, now I can make this game even better and ask the user for their name. So I can say something like system.out.print and then some message like please enter the first player's name, and I will store this in a string. So for simplicity, I'm just going to go with next because I'm expecting the name to have no spaces. You can go with next line if you would like to. So I will save it in a string. I'm gonna call my string player1, and that is going to be scn.next. So since I don't have scn right here, I need to define it. So scanner scn is equal to a new scanner and system.in, and I already imported the scanner class, so I should have no problem because it's already imported up there. Now I will need to do the same thing for the second player, so I'll just copy paste this line of code, and I will say the second player's name, and this is going to be player 2, and we will see why. I will save those in a moment. So in my do while loop, what I want to do is, since I already printed my grid once here, so whenever I run this, my grid is already printed. What I will need to do in here is I need to call the play method to make sure that I fill one of the slots. But I need to also tell my player to choose a slot. How will I know if it's player 1 or 2's turn? Based on the turn boolean that we defined up here. So I can just have an if statement that says if it's turn, then basically it's player 1's turn. So I will say something like if turn. I will go inside my if statement and I will say I will print the name of player 1. So player 1 plus a comma, please select a slot. And if it's not turn, which is my else statement, so else, I will print the same thing, but it's player 2 this time. So player 2 plus please select a slot. So this is going to basically print the slots every time. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to get the user's choice on what slot did I select. And if you remember, we implemented the play method in a way that is going to take our grid, or basically our board, along with an integer. So I need to take the slot as an integer. So I can name it slot here because they are in different scopes, but I will go ahead and name it choice to make things a little bit more clear. So I will go here and define an integer and call my integer choice. That is going to be the integer that I will get from my user. So scn.next integer. And then what I need to do after this is I need to call my play method, providing it my current board, which I called grid, along with the choice of my user. After I call the method, the board is already changed, but to reflect this change, what I need to do is I need to print it back again. So I will print my grid, and after I'm done with my while loop, for the time being, let me just print a message that says game over, just to make sure that I'm able to fill everything. So game over. Let me save this and test it out. So now it's going to say enter the first player's name, so let me call that B1. Second player's name, B2. And now it says B1, please select a slot. So I'm selecting 1. Now it's X, so P2, please select a slot. So let's suppose that P2 selected 1 again. It says this is a use slot, so choose another slot, and it's P2's turn because we didn't change anything. So I'll go with 2, 3, and you see if I choose any slot, so let me choose 7, it's gonna fill 7 for me. If I choose 9, it's going to fill 9 for me. If I choose something that's not there, like 90, it is going to say please select a valid number because this is our default in our case statement. So let me try to fill all of these out, 4, 5, 6, and finally 8, and our board is full and game is over. So now this is filling our board. The next step is basically to check if we have a winner or not.